Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Sports Talk on Truth 96.1 FM. Sports Talk comes your way every Saturday on your own radio station, Truth 96.1 FM. My name is Edwin Dolo. I'm here alongside Aminata, Corneh, and this morning we will bring you live all of this happening within the world of sports and across the globe for you this morning. Thank you so much for joining us. So, like we said, the Liberia Basketball Association, at long last, finally has a new leadership. So, we'll be dealing with that as well. The Football Association Orange Cup continues across the country. Today, the women edition, the men's edition started yesterday. We also hope to give you details from the international scene. Football league continuing in Europe, and we'll be giving you highlights about that. But we'll be right back after a bit of our theme song. So welcome back to Sports Talk. Like I said, my name is Edwin Dolo. I'm here alongside Aminata Corneh, and together we bring you live and all of the happenings within basketball. We also have in studio the former vice president for administration of the Liberia Basketball Association, Mr. James Emmanuel Potter. He has joined us to talk about the election, the new leadership, and the plans for basketball on the show this morning. But let me not take this time to welcome Aminata in studio. Good morning. Welcome to Sports Talk.
Yeah, thank you and good morning to our listeners on this aspect of sport special this Saturday.
Yes, thank you so much. Aminata is here. So together we'll be handling the show together. Now I'm in Tapia. Maybe probably will join us later on the show so that we can just talk more about that as well. Thank you so much. Okay. Sorry, we are having some technical issue. I think it's now resolved. So we can go, like we said, the Liberia Basketball Association has elected its new leadership. Abraham Samuka, who is the new president-elect, has called on all stakeholders across the country to put hand on deck and make sure to redeem basketball. Here is the voice of the newly elected Liberia Basketball Association president speaking on Tuesday when he was elected at the SKD Basketball Gymnasium.
My name is my wife. I hereby say today that basketball has been a support and basketball will bounce again Liberia. Thank you all.
Mr. Abraham Samuka is the president-elect of the Liberia Basketball Association. As a matter of fact, he was inducted officially yesterday alongside all of officials elected, and also he made some appointment. But Deputy Youth and Sports Minister Andy Kwame called on the newly elected president to be the bridge to gap, that is to narrow the gap or divide within basketball. Here is the Deputy Youth and Sports Minister speaking Tuesday when the basketball new leadership was elected. Deputy Youth and Sports Minister Andy Kwame. Also speaking was the National Olympic Committee President, Mr. Philibert Brown.
A lot of situations, committees with the Ministry of Youth and Sports, the FIBA, but thank God we are here now at this juncture and we have a team. This is why I need to a team for those to take basketball forward. All right, we'd like to say thank you to every one of us that we can come together as brothers of basketball. Okay, and we have a new rule, a new administration that will have a free, fair, and transparent elections. Okay, that have been verified by the observers. So I'd like to say thanks to everybody. Okay, let's put our differences aside. Basketball supersedes your personal feeling and your personal looking power to welcome the president to the Olympic Committee.
Liberia National Olympics Committee President Mr. Philibert Brown there welcoming the newly elected president of the Basketball Association, Abraham Samuka, to the National Olympics Committee, where Mate Barrow captain Jonathan Nangwe was really delighted after the election. He also spoke with RCR Sports. The voice of a delighted Mate Barrow basketball captain Jonathan Nangwe let now get the highlights from the tightly contested presidential election. Darlington Chicks served as chairperson of the Liberia basketball election on Tuesday.
Sheikh Kabakoli, Ebi Samuka, Ebi Samuka, Ebi Samuka, Ebi Samuka, Sheikh Kabakoli, Ebi Samuka, Ebi Samuka, Shukab Kabakoli, Ebi Samuka, Ebi Samuka, Shukab Kabakoli, Ebi Samuka, Ebi Samuka, Shukab Kabakoli, Shukab Kabakoli, Shukab Kabakoli, Shukab Kabakoli, Ebi Samuka, Ebi Samuka, Ebi Samuka, Shukab Kabakoli, Ebi Samuka, Shukab Kabakoli, Shukab Kabakoli, Shukab Kabakoli, Ebi Samuka, Ebi Samuka, Ebi. Even beat Samuka, 26 votes, Shukab Kabakoli, 25 votes.
The voice of Liberia Basketball Association Ad Hoc Election Committee Chairperson Darlington Chicks there announcing the results from the tightly contested presidential election with Ms. Abraham Samuka winning with just a single vote, 26-25, on Tuesday at the Liberia Basketball Gymnasium there on SKD. So Aminata will now bring us live the fixture from the Liberia Football Association Orange League, where the women category yesterday were the results. Freeport FC were defeated by 4-1 by Jubilee FC. Mate Enforcer also qualified over Magibi FC after a 2-2 draw. They won 5-4 on penalties. So yet now it's Aminata Corneh.
The Orange Cup 2023 Women category match day 1. We got senior female professional rugby going against Kneeling Warriors. That match is currently on 10 a.m. at the SKD Sport page. We have Blanco FC going against Just FT, 12 p.m. at the SKD practice page. We have Stages going against senior ambassador at the ATS. And we got Real Muja FC going against F Injure, ATS Determined Girls FC against Hippo FC. That match will be played by 2 o'clock. And we got Shattered Angels going against Small Town Academy, match day 1 at the Ghana Tusafi. So that is the feature for today, women category Orange Cup 2020-2024.
Do we also have men's game there? Today, men's game?
Today men's game. We got Global Farmer against Wologisi FC at 4 p.m. Tusafi. We get Heaven 11 against LPRC Oilers, SKG Party Page, 4:30. And the last game for the day is CC United going against Philadelphia Lone Star at the ATS 4:30 today.
Thank you so much. Aminata Corneh, so like we said, the National League and basketball football fixture is continuing in the Orange Cup. Yesterday, Liberia Football Association also presented two jeeps to KR jeeps to the winners of the Most Valuable Players Award in the male and female category of the league that just ended 2022-2023. We hope to see the Most Valuable Players Award for next season, 2023 and 2024. That now cross to Studio B to welcome in studio live Mr. James Emmanuel Porter, the resigned vice president of the Liberia Basketball Association. Welcome to Sports Talk.
Thank you. Always a pleasure sitting on the platform.
Yes, and tell us, it was a really hectic election. How has it been being away from the leadership of basketball? Did you get me clear? Okay. Sorry, we let this our technician trying. It's okay? Okay. So let me now welcome back Mr. James Emmanuel Porter, like I said, to studio. I'm asking, how has it been like for you being away, especially from the leadership of basketball? You resigned due to the crisis.
Yeah, I've always been engaged. I told you, I was appointed as team manager for Team Samuka. And Team Samuka, like in the words of my president, Team Samuka, and I quote, good has triumphed over evil, unquote.
Yeah, that's I think it was really harsh from the president. What did he mean by that?
He meant good. Who always trying over evil, Edwin. We had some bad times. Probably those bad times, wasted years that we had, struggling over leadership, struggling over us being suspended with FIFA and getting up from getting Liberia from the international body. So probably those were all his statements made. I'm just assuming. I'm not emphatically saying that's what he meant. So I'm just assuming.
Yes, a chairperson or chairman of his campaign tell us, and we saw the results really tight. Give her a background or what was the plan led to make sure that Mr. Abraham Samuka can maintain the position of president. You chaired the campaign team for him.
Yes, everyone went out talking to stakeholders. Some stakeholders were not sincere to us in our dealings. Some stakeholders that we spoke to that accepted to vote for Abraham B. Samuka, Calvin Dix, Edwin, Famula, and the likes of Mark and Joseph. Some of them were not sincere, some of them betray us. But God is God, and God has always been faithful to us. And then Abraham Samuka triumphed as the president of Liberia Basketball Association for the next 4 years. So we're grateful to God for that. And we want to say hats off to everybody that contested. I mean, like the president of Liberia National Olympic Committee said, the process was free, fair, and transparent. You watched the process. You saw every meeting, every individual that was called to vote cast a vote. You saw all the votes count. You saw Mr. Cheeks displaying all the names of the votes that was given to each individual based on the category. So I mean, it was free, fair, and transparent. Today, we satisfied, we delighted that our team won the presidency and we won the position. So it's a government of inclusion. But at the end of the day, like the words of the Andy Kwame, he said basketball won and basketball have won. So we all are basketball, all we are basketball stakeholders. We should understand that the club, the sports that we so love dearly has won.
Says it was really tight. There were complaints from you guys at some stands about some clubs that you thought when they did not meet the criteria, yet they were qualified to vote. All of those things.
Oh, for basketball's sake, we let all of those things slide on the way, and then at the end of the day, won. Because Edwin, you've been around basketball for years, not 5 years, not 6 years, not 7 years. Those individual, Edwin, you can bear me witness. Those individual you saw go cast the votes are precedent for those things that were called. Listen, look, take for instance, Supreme Brothers, man. Supreme Brother has been managed by the late Bobo. Shockingly, we saw a strange individual that has nothing to do with basketball, that have never gone to sports commission before, going to cast that vote on. Look, Baba in a grave. I know Baba was turning around, but he God being God. President Samuel is the president of the Association. We got to move basketball forward.
Has been elected, and the pressures we mean her, the expectation we listen to Jonathan Nangbe, for example, a Daha basketball player as well, speaking about making some recommendation. Where do we start from here?
Like Jonathan was trying to give some suggestion, and I think I want to side in with Jonathan. We must call a stakeholder meeting, and we must sit together at the table of brotherhood and make sure that we get the input. We add our input to make basketball to be successful in the next 4 years to come. Because Mr. Samaga has the power of authority for the next 4 years based on our constitution. So we must call in all of our stakeholders. We sit down together at that submission, and we find a roadmap leading to the successes that we intend to have for the next 4 years.
Yeah, so during the show, let me just announce we hope to speak with the Deputy Youth and Sports Minister, Mr. Andy Kwame, to tell us so far what have been the latest from FIBA Africa, the international body, concerning Liberia's status, because we listened to the Observer. The Observer said that Liberia has been 99.9% inducted back into international basketball status. And you heard that news. How did you feel as a former player, also in leadership as well?
Edwin, I was so proud of myself first, and I was so proud of my team Samuka, because look, it takes individual to leave power to go back to elections when you were elected. So I felt proud, and then that proudness went to the kids that are playing basketball. I always said it. Look, my first time I traveled out of this country, it was 2003. So an airplane, it was 2003, and wow, why did I roll that plane? I was going to represent Liberia, and I'm going to represent my club team, the Pythons, in Abidjan, Ivory Coast. So look, we have our time. We played. Our name went out there. It's time for the kids that are behind us to play, but they need to get out there. When I walk the street, people call Porter, Papa K. It's not because of politics. It's because of basketball that I played over the years. I just jumped into politics of late. But look, listen, my whole life has been around this sport called basketball. If not basketball, I want to meet the president today that I call him a father. He met me on the basketball court. And from the basketball court, we built that relationship. Today, we like father and son. So it's basketball. So I owe you up to basketball. I always told people, my first degree, it was all on basketball. My high school scholarship basketball. First degree scholarship basketball. Even my first master was scholarship basketball. Look, I owe everything to basketball. That's why, Edwin, you always see me around basketball, and I always be around basketball. For the good of basketball, for Liberia, I will always be around basketball.
Ruva Anderson and send the election?
No. Look. I can talk to Rufus because look, Edwin, you was at the program on yesterday. The president, the outgoing president, didn't show up. What song is he showing? Disenchantment? Is he frustrated over the fact that his man Jake didn't win the presidency? At the end of the day, I think there's some letters circulating in our chat rooms around that Mr. Anderson wrote to Deputy Minister of Sports, and he's still carrying the title as president. You will be surprised when you read that letter. And Mr. Anderson is asking for an investigation into the electoral process. He said Mr. Chika Kapakodi wrote the election commission and said there was foul play in the electoral process. That everybody that went to the gymnasium stood up, watched the process from the start to the end. You come out and you say there was foul play. We as Team Samaka even allow a Jake team to have some leverage. He was in the hall when the roll call were done. Jake went out and called his son from school to come and get into the hall to vote. We allowed it. We could, of course, a problem, but we decided not to because we knew we would have won. They called 2 to 3, 4 to 5 persons to come and vote. We allowed them. For Jake to write a letter to the election commission, and Mr. Anderson said, writing a letter as he the president, he should desist from that because he's not a president no longer for the Liberia Basketball Association. The realm of authority has been changed, has been transferred to Ibrahim B. Samaka. Ibrahim B. Samaka is the president of the Liberia Basketball Association. So Mr. Rufus Anderson should understand that, and Mr. Rufus Anderson should know that. From the minute Mr. Rufus Anderson turned over authority to his ad hoc election commission within Congress, he no longer was the president for the Liberia Basketball Association. You should understand that.
Even though many people have said that election has happened, but 2 members of the team that contested the election, Mr. Bruce Quay, won as vice president for operation. Mr. Nyankwe Bosse also won as VP, and we saw both of them at the program yesterday.
Both of them at the program yesterday. So it tells you that they are in concurrence to the fact that the elections were free, fair, and transparent. So the fact that where Jake comes from with his discrepancy, they left for him. So look, like that came from Paba, he said it. He was in fact declared. He said like Bureau would be going back to the national body. He showed 99.9%. Tells you that he observed a free, fair, and transparent election. At the end of the vote count for the presidency, he was there, Edwin. He asked the ad hoc committee chairperson, Mr. Cheeks, for the roll call. For all those that voted, Mr. Cheeks turned over the paper to him, the roll call. He perused them, and he came out and he made such statements to tell you that the elections were free, fair, and transparent.
Thank you, sir. Good morning.
Yes, and thanks. Now we have a new basketball leadership. How does the ministry feel about that?
Well, we feel so good after 4 years of conflict in the Basketball Federation. In fact, since 2011, there have been conflict in the Basketball Federation. We tried to solve it in 2019. It could not work. Mr. Kofi Woods, or not Mr. Anthony Kofi Woods, tried his best to resolve it. For 4 years, that did not materialize because of ego. But at least, thank God, now we have a new leadership that will steer the affairs of basketball in Liberia. That you were there when I was giving my speech after the election. That the leadership now need to stretch out, need to reach out, so that everybody will become a winner, not just a group of people. There should be no team Samoka, there should be no team Kabakori. All stakeholders of basketball must come together to think about the way forward for basketball, so that basketball at least now can be taken by in FIBA competition, Zone 3 competition, and maybe who knows if Liberia qualify. It's about time now that we put our national team together so that our basketball Lone Star can go out there to represent our country.
Yes, have you received any communication from FIBA Africa or any call or acknowledgement of the election?
Yes, I received a call from Saint Amadou, the president of FIBA Zone 3, which is like WAF, West Africa basketball.
Okay.
Saint Amadou is from Nigeria. He called me on yesterday to congratulate Liberia and congratulate the new leadership that he had received his report from the observer from Mamadou Bilem from Burkina Faso that the election was free, fair, and transparent, and that he was waiting to work with Liberia. That on Monday they will be sending letter to Liberia to re-admit Liberia into FIBA.
Have you also received communication from the losing party? We are told Mr. Jacob Kabakoli.
I received a communication from Mr. Jacob Kabakoli citing irregularity irregularities in the election. I also received a communication from Mr. Rufus Anasi that he had received a communication from Mr. J. Kabakori stating irregularities in the election, that he would prefer if we can put an independent body together to investigate this matter. In my mind, this matter would have been brought when the FIBA guy was here, but FIBA has sent his report that election was credible, free, fair, and transparent. To come now to reconvene, in my mind, then we are still going back to where we were in 2019. But however, he has a right when he feels cheated, when he feels cheated, to raise the alarm. So we will be open to sit with the Election Commission, Mr. Rufus Anasi, Mr. Theo Wilson, the Secretary General, and see what went wrong and how we can also investigate to know what happened.
Minister,
yeah. Know exactly what happened.
Can you tell us when you received a letter from Anderson, because we are told that he addressed you as president of the federation?
I received a letter from Anderson yesterday before the induction.
Okay. So that means he was right. So speak to basketball fans. They are eager. They want to hear from the government your support to the sports and going forward now that a leadership is in place.
See that?
Can you speak to the basketball followers in Liberia? Everyone is eager now to hear from the government. What will be the government support? How does the government tend to support this new leadership and the formation of various national teams as well?
Yeah, firstly, I want to extend my thanks and appreciation to Anthony Kofi Wolf, Samuel Kofi Wolf, who for 4 years spent his personal resources to broker peace, but that did not materialize. But we want to make sure that we acknowledge his efforts. I also want to say my thanks and appreciation to Mr. Philibert Brown. He was always there with us, making sure we find a peace. And my thanks and appreciation also go to Mr. Rufus Anasi. Had he not been willing to let go, probably would have been in the case today. But Anasi decided to let his personal interests go for the country. That when FIBA told him not to contest, he accepted not to contest. Today, Anasi relinquished that, and he did not contest in the election. I want to say thanks, our thanks and appreciation to him. He could have challenged and say, okay, I don't want peace. But today, Anasi is no more. There's a new leadership, and that leadership, I told them, regardless of what happened, we need an olive branch to Mr. J. Kabakori, Mr. Anasi, and all those who feel aggrieved for the basketball crisis, that they should reach out. Then all basketball stakeholders come together now to think about the way forward for basketball and how we can try to improve our basketball league in Liberia, and how we can also try for all those who will qualify for our league to represent Liberia in the international scene.
Thank you so much. That's the voice of Deputy Youth and Sports Minister, Mr. And the Kwame, they're telling us more. And so you listen to him, Mr. Porter. What do you think your opponents are still contesting the result from the election?
Edwin, I have no crimes. I have no mindset on that, because I know those elections, the elections held were free, fair, and transparent. Edwin, you watch the process, so. Like Andy said, he's willing to listen to them. So he's going to listen to them. But again, we have a leadership structure in place. Ibrahim B. Samaka, the president of Liberia Basketball Association, the vice president for administration, Mr. Yanko Bosse, the vice president for operation, Mr. Bruce Quay, the is Mr. Michael and Joseph, and the chaplain. Come on. Have a leadership structure in place right now. So we're moving forward. So they can be going through what they're going through, moving forward. But I think he rightly said, yes, we got to do this. Yeah, we got to reach our look. For us to set the mark straight. Listen, Anderson held basketball for over 8 to 9 years. Listen, Anderson got a report. Anderson has to be audited. In my mind, Anderson has to be audited. We need to audit the past administration. Listen, we cannot move basketball forward when people still feel that they're entitled to certain things. So when you feel that you're entitled to certain thing and you want to hold the sports hostage, listen, you got to let go. We have to audit Mr. Anderson. You went to sports commission, you saw in a deplorable state. When Team Samaka took over, you saw the level of work done. Look, we need to audit Mr. Anderson in his past administration to move basketball forward. We have to call all stakeholders on board. Stakeholders will come and sit down with everybody, and we need to form a roadmap leading to the success of the sports that we
When
love.
people are talking about sponsorship and to sports, particularly basketball, how do you intend, your leadership intend to encourage sponsors to come to the league as well?
So Edwin, you was there yesterday, and then Mr. President appointed me as the chair for marketing. So as the chair for marketing, I become the face of the Liberia Basketball Association. Get out there and look for sponsors out there for the Liberia team, and look for sponsors for the federation, so we can get us the ball running. And look, I just phoned my brand ambassador for the Liberia Basketball Association for the next 4 years. The individual will be announced by me next week Saturday when I sit on your platform, Edwin. So
They have a brand ambassador.
I already have a brand ambassador. My conversation is gone 99.9% in the words of the FIBA Observer. So next Saturday, if you give me the opportunity to sit on your platform, I'm going to announce my brand ambassador for the next 4 years.
Let's look at the league and on the last 4 years. What kind of league do we expect from the Abraham Samunka administration now that you are chairing the committee to bring in funds as well and brand the association? What kind of league do we expect?
We expect a more vibrant league, like when I was vice president for administration, I had the leverage to talk to Mr. Richmond Tobe of Liberia Leptaco, and we had a contract signed where they gave us internet connectivity free of charge. So I'm going to talk to Moses Gassel. You know, Moses runs Intel Sports, right? So we want to air all of our games, every game that will be played. We want to air out of those. So those are some of my marketing strategy that I want to put in place. I would say with Orange Liberia. Orange Liberia has been our major sponsor over the years. So we'll say with Orange Liberia. Well, we're playing to see how we can do. I'm talking to Club here. I'm talking to other sponsor companies that will come in to help the Liberia Basketball Association.
The technical aspect of the game, and we'll come to the constitution, but let's talk about the technical aspect of the game, because for the game to be run smoothly, now we're seeing a lot of old referee in the league. Most of them. What will be your plan to encourage a lot of young referee to come to the league, for people to take coaches as well, training for coaches, training for referees? Where do we start from the basketball association?
So where we started from, Mr. Edwin family has been appointed as the chairperson of for manpower and training. So Mr. Family has his plan, his roadmap. Mr. Family will be meeting with all this to give us all his plans leading to that. But we hope and pray that we look for more younger referees to come to partake in that association, to lead the referee association, because we got a lot of old guys. When I used to play, I played for 18 years. And when I was playing, some of the referees I referee still appreciating. So understand, 18 years, I've left basketball. Maybe like 10 years or 11 years now, I stopped playing. So it tells you that we need a change. We need a new breed of referees to come. So
that would need attraction, particularly financial attraction. You don't have the money.
Everyone will look for the money. I can guarantee you that we'll look for the money. We'll look for the money. We'll find the money.
Team, we don't have any of the youth team, no under 17, no under 15, no senior national team. And have you spoken with the president? Where do you want to start from with recruitment, as well, all of these things?
So I'm for marketing. I can show a lot of light on because I played before, and I played to that level where people respected me when I used to play. People saw me as one of the role models. Kids saw me as one of the role models, wanting to play the way I play, wanting to do what I did on the floor. So I can speak to that. So look, once as the manager just said that we'll have a communication from FABA on Monday later. So if we get a communication coming from FABA, so FABA going to give us the platform back. So FABA will start sending messages, emails to us like, oh, we're having this tournament coming up, we're having this tournament coming up. So what we want to do first is to build up our junior national team. So our senior national team will be comprised of Liberians that are playing in Europe, Liberians that are playing even in America, Liberians that are playing
outside that you are aware of?
Yeah, sure. One of my friend and brother, Bobla, just came. He's playing in Spain. He's playing in Europe. He played for Paradoni. We speak all the time. He got like 4 to 7 7 to 8 guys that play in Europe that are Liberians. They want him to come, but based on the fact that Liberia has been suspended from the international body, so they've been hesitant. So the good news is we're coming back to the international body. So those leverage will be given us with our national team, with the guys that are playing outside, the guys that are playing locally, so we can build a vibrant national team to lead Liberia to any that Faba we have. So like
okay, so this is Sports Talk on Truth 96.1 FM. We have in studio Mr. James Emmanuel Porter, former national team player, former player of MPA Patterns, former vice president for administration of the Liberia Basketball Association. We are discussing the newly inducted president and officials and plans for basketball going forward for Liberia. And yesterday the president was inducted and he's made a lot of appointments yesterday. Let me just go through the list of appointed officials. He appointed Mr. Calvin Dix as the general secretary. Calvin Dix contested elections as vice president for operations. He lost, so he's now the general secretary of the Liberia Basketball Association. Like we said, Mr. James Emmanuel Porter, who's in studio with us, is the chair on marketing and branding and media as well. Edwin Famunde, who also lost in the election, is the chair for manpower development. So like you just listen to him, Mr. Benendis and Sire is the chairman for technical affairs, also appointed by Mr. Samuka yesterday, was the grievance committee chairperson, Madam Lele D. Lele D, passionate basketball. I would like for Porter to talk more about how her senior very, very passionate about it. Very, very passionate. The gym manager, or what we call stadium manager, gym manager, is Edmond Gibson, one of the most dedicated basketball fast star that I have seen, Mr. Edmond Gibson. Do you think these people can deliver, including yourself?
Yeah, sure. We delivered before, and we'll continue to deliver. But look, I'm impressed by the fact that the president appointed Edmund Gibson. Everybody knows him to be JR. JR is a committed kid. When I used to play 18 years back, JR was at Sports Commission, helping in Sports Commission and selling drinks. So JR have reached to the level of taking the managerial job of Sports Commission. Look, it pleases my heart that Mr. Samaka has recognized somebody from way down the line to take over that authority. And I have absolutely no doubt that JR will run the affairs of that gymnasium to our utmost expectations.
I mean, one of the major areas within the federation, most of the people have complained that there are some clauses within the constitution that are outdated. Where do we stand? How do you hope to change the constitution? Would there be a committee set up to look at it? And what are those issues, some of the issues that you think should be changed within the constitution?
So during our administration, like that I resigned from, we had a committee set up, and the committee wrote a brand new constitution that was given to us. But leading to the fact that we were negotiating to come back to status quo antique, that constitution, we never had a time to go to Congress to pass on to that constitution. So be it. The fact that we have come back to leadership, that constitution that was written will be shared out to all the stakeholders, all to the EC members, all to the leadership, so we can go over them one by one, bait pieces. We can add on, we can take off, and at the end of the day, we go to Congress to pass on the new constitution of Liberia Basketball Association.
Just ask you, just before we can go to the line to listen to basketball followers as well, let me ask you this question. You are very close to the president and a man who loves sports, a sports personality as well. And people like Mr. James Emmanuel Porter should be now negotiating that government can allot funds to the federation through their influence. And what can you say to people who feel like that?
No, people shouldn't be doubtful. People know the president. You watch the president in his first 6 years playing the national content meet for Grand Crew. He played basketball. You watch him play basketball. You always see him play during the inter agency tournament. He played for the Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs. He's somebody that loved basketball. He committed himself of buying the property from the two families at Sports Commission. And from my information or my sources, I think the government of Liberia paid one of the family off already, and government of Liberia is outing to pay the next family off, so government of Liberia can own the facility. The president gave us his word that he's going to cover the gymnasium once we've been paying off the families of property. He's going to cover up the sports commission. He gave us his word again that he's going to buy 2 sets of basketball rings because the rims are the sports commission and that of the SGD gymnasium is no longer good in our mind, but we're just managing it. So he gave us his word, and those things are in place. And I trust the ability of the president. He's a talking to president. Whatever he says, he do.
The president also building sports and facility for football. Do we hope to see basketball facility as well?
But everywhere the president builds sports facility for football, there's a basketball court there. Out of 2 or 3, you go to the Invincible Park, we got 2 or 3 courts. You go to Claratown, we got basketball court. You have PHP where we're building the multi-million-dollar park. There's basketball court there. So the president have never left our basketball in everything that he do when it comes to sporting activities.
Thank you so much. And what about budget? Because you have got all these good plans. We know you get to sponsor will give you money, but you also need government support.
Sure, we definitely need government support. So because of the negotiation, so the government were doing the budget. So I can say to you whether the Liberian government budget 2024 budget, how much dollars in it for basketball. But mind you, there's room for improvement. There's room for negotiation within a budget. So you can also always talk to the Minister of Finance and Development Planning, and they can always create room for you.
We have in studio Mr. Emmanuel Porter. James Emmanuel Porter is a die-hard basketball follower, former player as well, MPA patterns. The many people are accusing of still siding with MPA patterns. I mean, the league is about to open. When do we expect the league to start? People are very, very eager.
So Edwin, we have to sit together this week and start to play. We need to have a consultation meeting with all the stakeholders, and we can play when the league will resume. No, listen. Y'all don't mind me. The reason why I love pythons, my people, let me tell you. All my brothers then that play with me with pythons. Till today, we stay family. Python sent me to school. My power pay school fee. Mr. Mason was still giving me my $450 every semester. So I beg you, I owe it up to that team called Pythons. Python made me to travel all the country. Python made me to play the best basketball in the country. So my people are big, yo. Whether in the administration, whether I'm president of Liberia Basketball Association today, and Python is playing, I will support Python. If need be, you want to tell your presidency, you'll take it. I will support Pythons. I will support Pythons. MPA Dirty Pythons, I will always support that club. That club made me who I am today. That club brought me to permanence. When I used to play for Barrow, the level of love on Barrow and the level of love that I received from Pythons, the brotherhood that today still exists, with the likes of AK, Raphael, Mark, Tabs, Mohammed, Ben. Oh, you just name them. Today we still family. We still feel like when we get on the court to play, just to practice. So when I'm taking the ball in, Ben know where to court. Ben know where I would teach that ball. Look, we were brothers, man. We were brothers. If I have $5 and I'm leaving from the court and Ben don't have money, or AK don't have money, look, we share. Or if we don't want to share, we'll walk home together and buy food and be eating. That was brotherhood. That's why when you saw Python play and you watch us play, when AK making mistake on the court and the ball is going off, I would die to save that ball for AK to look good. When I'm doing the same thing, AK will do the same. And that's what make us to be team. When we get to that court to play, that friendship, that brotherhood transcended into our very homes today. When I take telephone to call AK home, and Heavens answer the phone, say, "Oh, Uncle Porter, I see you long time, Uncle Porter." So look, we were families. So today we all love Pythons. I will love Pythons that leave this earth. And the day I die, I'll ask the Python family to talk to my wife to put me in my number 4 jersey that I play with MPA Pythons on it. That would carry my day. I love Pythons. I'll always support Python with my I will always support.
So much so we can now go to the line to get your calls. Those of you who are following us live as well, you are abroad, you can call on the same number. We have it on WhatsApp as well. Those of you following us online on Real TV Truth FM, you can call us on 0775-932170, 0775-932170, and you'll be live on Sports Talk this morning. We have in studio Mr. James Emmanuel Porter, the former vice president for administration of the LBA. We are discussing the way forward for basketball. Now there is a new leadership in place, and 0775932170. You can call to talk about basketball. Now the clashes have been resolved. A new team is in place, and the league will be resuming and as well. But let's take this first call. Good morning. Wow, you need to change your location. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, my name is Alexander T. Monta,
Mm.
calling from a resident DLWA.
Thank you. Go ahead.
All right, Mr. Porter said it right. This is my boy.
Mm.
And, Python, the family.
Mm.
I've been there from 2003. I was first trip to Harry Coast.
Mm.
And I've been there as a team medic.
Okay.
But let me say something to you. The federation in waiting
Mm.
did not make mistake by electing JR.
Okay.
This guy,
He was appointed as a gym manager.
thank you.
Mm.
They did not make no mistake. And I'm very, very excited.
Okay.
Because to see JR today, the JR we knew that used to carry drinks all around the court. To see that JR is the one that they appointed. I say a big thank you to the new people in wait.
Yes, thank you. Your line is bad. That is a person. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Wow, I think it's good morning. Good morning. Okay, this person. Yes. Sorry. Good morning. So you can call us on 0775932170, 0775932170, and you'll be live on Sports Talk this morning. We are discussing basketball, the return of Liberian basketball after years of crisis, and the federation is now back. They got a new team headed by Mr. Edwin Samuka as president, Mr. Yankwa Bosse, former LFA Secretary General, as the vice president for administration, and Mr. Bruce Quay as vice president for operation, and the treasurer is the former sports journalist Marcon Joseph is the treasurer of the Basketball Federation. Like we said, we have Mr. Emmanuel Porter in studio, so you can call us on 0775932170, and you'll be live to talk about an improvement in basketball. What does it mean now that we have new leadership in place? What does it mean for the sport in Liberia? They have promised a lot of improvement into the league, lot of improvement into the structure of basketball, the change of constitution and all of that on the ring. From what we listened to the president speaking yesterday, he wants to change. He wants to change a lot of things. And one thing he promised, he said he will be credible. He will remain credible. He will make sure that whatever that will be given for basketball will be used for basketball. So while we are waiting your calls on 0775932170, let's go to the international scene quickly to bring you the fixture for the various leagues across Europe. We have the Premier League continuing today as well, La Liga and Serie A across Europe. It has been really, really tough for some clubs, including Manchester United in the league. They struggled during the week. On Wednesday, being booted out of the Carabao Cup. They were the defending champions. United were booted out by Newcastle United in the Carabao Cup. We also saw Arsenal being defeated as well by Western United, and they are out of the Carabao Cup. Is now Tottenham Hotspur also, Liverpool also moving through. So the Carabao Cup, but the league, like we said, resumed today. Fulham will be up at home against Manchester United at 12:30. Brentford will be up against West Ham United. So let me pick the score. This person. Let me get the score 07759321, and you can go. Aminata will go and read the fixture for us while I take the calls before I'll be distracted. We are receiving calls from you 07759321. We can take a few more calls and we can go right back to Mr. Porter to give a parting comments and the plans for basketball, like he said, as head of marketing, media and marketing branding as well. Good morning. Wow. Sorry, we are having a serious challenge with the phone lines. You find it difficult. So, I mean, other people can announce your number. If you got orange number, you announce it so they can take the calls from there.
776
Mm.
189797.
Yeah, call that again.
776 189797.
So you can also call on the alternative number, but you can also call us on 0775. The calls are keep coming, but it's the bouncing from my phone. Okay. Wow. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, go ahead. What's your name?
My name is Lee, calling from a former resident Johnsonville.
Yeah, go ahead, Lee. We are discussing basketball.
Yes, I just want to say the LeBron Basketball Association, thank you. Everything and your studio guests. I want to thank you that you work with the Basketball Association team to make things better in Liberia.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you. Let's take this other call. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Timothy Lucas and Leslie Slager.
Okay, go ahead. We're discussing basketball this morning.
Yeah, brother, thank you ever so much for the information you're giving us. Yeah, thank you for the preparation
Mm.
for putting those cards together.
Thank you.
So much for your explanation this morning. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for following us. So you call us on 0775 and you'll be live on the Spoke Show this morning. But like we said, we'll now go back to Mr. Emmanuel Porter, what we said with the call to you listen to most of the callers, and people are eager. The people want to go back to the court. And so someone was telling me that the money that the people pay for basketball, football people don't pay anymore. One game you are charging $10, and the gym was like so filled.
That was the grand final, Edwin. When you're going to watch a grand final, especially that was a grand final where I've gone 2-2 tie in the last game. That means you win and you take the championship. Listen, and you watch that game, Edwin. People sat all on the floor. People was fighting to enter the gymnasium. I mean, the enthusiasm was so high. And then at the end of the day, Mario Barrow won the championship. Yeah, so look, first of all, I want to say thanks to all the caller that called in this morning, took up the leisure time to place a call or words of accommodation. We appreciate it, we accept it graciously. And then we can promise you people that in the next 4 years, under the leadership of Ibrahim Samuka, Yanko Bosse, Bruce Quay, Mark and Joseph, the Liberal Basketball Association is gonna come in with a new branding. And under my astute leadership as chairman for media and marketing, there'll be something different now when you come to the game next year. When we start the league this year or next year, you see something different. You will get more information on your social media. You will get more information in the newspaper. You get more information on your sports news. I'm trying to do a rebranding process of like Liberal Basketball Association that will attract lover for basketball that left the sports years back, that will try to attract them to come back to make sure that the sport is played and our kids can be able to get out there to compete to the other counterparts within the Sun City region. So Liberia as a whole can have a better national team, a joint national team, and we'll move basketball forward, because basketball for me is all I have. Basketball is what I love, and I will always be around basketball.
President for administration, a diehard follower of basketball. Thanks so much for joining us this morning on Sports Store. Like we said just before we go, the fixture for the Premier League, we have Man United are away to Fulham at 12:30. We have Brentford at home to West Ham at 3 o'clock. Also Burnley against Crystal Palace at 3 o'clock. Everton up against Brighton at 3, and Manchester City will be at home to Bournemouth at 3, and Sheffield United will be up against Wolves. Newcastle at at home to Arsenal. And in La Liga is Osasuna against Girona, Real Betis up against Mallorca, Celta Vigo against Sevilla, Real Sociedad against Barcelona at 8 this evening. In Serie A will be Salernitana against Napoli, Atalanta against Inter, AC Milan at home to Udinese. In the German Bundesliga, we have FC Cologne against Augsburg, Fribourg against Borussia Mönchengladbach, Hoffenheim against Bayern Leverkusen, Mainz against RB Leipzig, Union Berlin against Eintracht Frankfurt, and Borussia Dortmund will face Bayern Munich in the biggest match in the Bundesliga this week. My name is Edwin Dolo. I have been here alongside Aminata Corneh. Thanks to all of our technician, Arthur Buckner, who has been here behind the camera, making sure that we can come to you live on Real TV online. Thanks so much. We'll be back next Saturday with more sports news for you. Thank you so much.